is a stop. That's a crazy.
Sponsored by what? Who's that? I think Dirk used to take him and you just chunk him off there.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, she was pretty good. Just going with the names that get me.
It's all yours.
Exactly.
They posted it and they took it down, so we don't know.
Could you give me the Zoom panelist?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Bob?
There you go.
Thank you.
If I've learned anything, Avery, it's that you and I are going to see eye to eye.
Hey, it's one BT though.
I just want you to know that Avery and I had an argument about who's going to hit short, and I was correct.
I have to sit with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh? I am not arguing that it was the right decision. I'm just arguing that I was correct.
Yes, that's what I was telling him. Yeah.
We're not saying anything.
No, I know. I'm just letting you know.
They don't like
Now, Eric,
They don't like each other. Keeps the peace between the two of them. You see our silhouettes. We're a master. What is mystery science? 3D.
Yeah. Some of those away locker rooms are like that. We used to have to jack our tripods up real high to heat up and over. Yeah. What's it was Craig James' son's name? The tech post-game room, and that where they put him? The electrical closet or whatever it was. That one was always that one was always weird too, because you had to go by their locker room to get to it. Yes. What a saga that was. Huh? What? Which do you want? I mean, well, to get everybody, it's usually that's what I was telling everybody last year. You'd probably do one. I would pick and choose if I were you. Be the fair moderator, Ryan. Yes. Yeah. He wanted them higher.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just 3 for OU. Did you decide? Okay. I mean, I'll try to circle back, but I would. Yeah, that's the thing. It's even now.
See, I'm all about balance. Fair and balance.
Oh boy. Yep, it's probably best. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. A reminder, no recordings during the press conference. Please make sure to silence all cell phones and electronic devices, and then give your name and affiliation when you get the mic to ask a question. We're joined by Florida head coach Tim Walton and Skylar Wallace. Kendra Falby will join us in a minute. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Walton, go to questions for both of them, and then when Kendra joins us, we'll go questions just to players. Players will leave, and then questions for just Coach Walton. So if you have an opening statement, go ahead.
Yeah, just super proud of our team, the way we came out today. Obviously, fourth straight day with some delays. They just did a good job of staying resilient and just focusing on, on us, and things we can control. So really proud. Obviously, Keegan Rothrock, just her ability to bear the load, but more importantly, just the way she competes. There's an opportunity in those games that, most average freshmen are going to probably get a little nervous, and she found a way to find another gear and get a little bit better. And the offense obviously just did a really good job turning the lineup over. Some really good at bats, 2 outs, 2 strikes. The 2 out RBIs obviously were huge, and just super proud, obviously.
All right, we'll go to questions just for players. We'll go third row on the left here.
Chris Harry, FloridaGators.com. Kendra, it must have been a lot of relief coming from you. From your standpoint, what was that homer like, getting that kind of monkey off your back, especially coming off that great catch? And then Skylar, you were very happy for her when she slid into home. Can you just kind of pile on and speak to that? Thank you.
I knew a hit was coming. I didn't think it was going to be that one, but I mean, it was like pure joy. And like today, I just made sure that like once you start getting in that hole, like you start thinking things and you get in your own head. And I just made sure that I stuck with my plan, because I've had really good at bats all weekend. I was just hitting them right to people, and Coach Thomas kept like making jokes like, "Oh, just don't hit it right to them. Don't hit it right to them." And then like today, I just made sure I stuck with my plan and I trusted myself. And then that hit, it was just like, yes, like finally. And then obviously Skylar at home was just like what we always do.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there. It's a struggle. You get in your own head, you get away from who you are, and in times, and it can be tough. She was having really, really good at-bats, really good BP, and was just grinding it out. So for her to finally get a little hole and run the bases, I mean, watching her fly around the base, I think that's the quickest I've ever seen her run, honestly. But it's just electric, and I mean, it was bound to happen. We've trusted her. We always will trust her and her abilities. She has so many tools, so many options that she can go with. So we're super excited for her, and she's not done yet. She's not done yet.
Right, we'll go second row left.
Brady Vernon, Softball America, just both of you, just watching Keegan, what she does as a freshman, just be resilient. How big is that for your group, just seeing her do it day in and day out?
Kendra, you want to start?
Yeah. I mean, we look back at like August from where Keegan was and what she is now has been incredible to watch. And like being an upperclassman and just kind of being there and patting her on the back, like she's a gamer. She wants the ball. She's a competitor. And like us as defense too, we grind for her just because we know how hard she's working up there. And it's just been amazing. And it's so cool that we're not done yet.
Yeah. I just love playing behind her. She puts so much trust in us, and we put so much trust into her. And I think that she knows that. She knows that she's good. She knows that she knows how to work the zone, can get hitters out, and just really it allows us to play freely behind her. We know we're going to get our job done. So she's been a lot of fun, and the toughness and the adversity that she's gone through, and from seeing her grow from August till now, it's just been amazing. So really proud of her.
More questions for Florida players? Yeah, we'll go third row left again.
Chris, you're hogging all the questions.
3 hits in the first 2 games, 20 the last 2 games. Just, does this feel more like Florida softball? And for you specifically, Skylar, your first, I think, 6 College World Series games as a Gator, the ball wasn't particularly kind to you, but it was pretty kind to you today. Can you just talk about those 2 things, please?
Yeah, I mean, this offense is unreal. We take a lot of pride in our swings and all of our work. So we're never doubting who we are as hitters. We stick to our approaches. We make the pitchers work a lot. You could tell today, I mean, we just were fired with it. We really had nothing to lose in that. We were just playing free and making the pitchers work in the zone. And when they got it, we went. So it's just been a lot of fun playing with this offense. We're super electric. And I think that shows with the passion and the trust that we put into everything. I mean, it's just a lot of fun hitting with this team. A lot of fun.
More questions for forward players? Go front row right.
Hi, Jana Bardall with The Athletic. For both of you guys, can you just talk to the mindset of the team coming into this game against Oklahoma, and now you have a forced elimination game tomorrow? I mean, how do you recover and get back out there with similar energy tomorrow?
I think we were all just we were really free. I think we were more mad at the fact that it kept raining. We just wanted to get the game going. So I think the rain frustrated us more than the fact that we were playing Oklahoma. But I think that this was the calmest I've ever seen the team today. Everyone was just kind of free and just having fun with it and just going out there and being fearless. So we just can do that, keep doing that.
We're competitors. We love to play and we love to get after it, and we know we have 21 outs that we get to play with. So we're just going to put all of it on the line and just play Gator softball. And the fact that we got to wake up one more day and put this uniform on, we have a lot of pride in that. So we just took that and ran with it and had it at our advantage.
All right, we have one more from Noah Rahm on Zoom.
Hey, Noah Ram with the Gainesville Sun. It's a question for Kendra. Kendra, getting that catch that you had, and then obviously getting the inside the park home run in the bottom half, in the bottom half of the inning. Is that something where the catch sort of leads to confidence at the plate, or are they just two unrelated things? Because obviously one's in the field and one's at the plate. Kind of talk about if the two are related at all and giving you some confidence.
I think that the catch kind of took me out of that little whatever was going on up in my head. It definitely just kind of made me calm. But yeah, I mean, I feel like they're two different things, but my main focus on defense has just been I can't put any at-bats in defense. And if I'm not going to be me up to bat or I didn't get my job done, then I'm going to make sure that I work for my defense and I work for Keegan. So, yeah.
Right, that'll do it for questions for players. Thank you. Questions for Coach Walton? Okay, we'll start front row left.
James Hale, OKC Sports Radio in Oklahoma City. Tim, you did a great job. 3 for 19. You hold Oklahoma's lineup with runners on base. That's, Rothrock did a great job there. Talk about that, because that's really the game. It's one of the biggest stories of the game.
Yeah, obviously the one knock on Keegan today would probably be the walks. But I think that both pitching staffs were obviously feeling that they had to throw strikes to get strikes called, and I thought that was very pivotal. Skyler mentioned it, making them get the ball over the plate. Keegan didn't throw the ball over the middle of the plate, but watching back, she missed a spot on Tiari that went over the fence. But other than that, I think really did a really good job of staying on the corners, being able to change speeds, changed eye levels a couple times. But overall, defense behind her was good. I thought she just stayed true to the plan, location, changing speeds.
All right, we'll go front row right to Jenny.
Hey, Tim, with the weather delay and then the decision to push any, if necessary, game to tomorrow, how did that factor in at all to any decisions today, and how do you think that might play in with Keegan? If you guys would have had to play that if necessary game today, I don't know what your pitching plan was, but how could that play into what you guys are thinking for tomorrow?
Yeah, if I told Keegan she's not pitching tomorrow, she's probably going to fight me. So I'll deal with that, I guess, by myself at the hotel. No, the weather didn't have anything to do with what we did today, how we did it. I think the only key was just spending a little bit more time together and just relaxing a little bit at the indoor. But yeah, I mean, and I say that jokingly. At the end of the day, Ava's very, very. She's a good pitcher. She's a different starter than she is coming in with runners on base. So what happened the other day on Saturday, I'm very confident in Ava Brown. If Ava's the one tomorrow. I just feel like that it would be an Ava Keegan Avon type of day like we had at Mississippi State, or a Keegan Ava Keegan day, and that's what we were planning on with Texas the other day, but it just didn't work out that way.
All right, we'll go second row left.
I think Reagan sometimes is forgotten about in this lineup. Just how big has it been this whole year that she's put it together? Just another 4 RBI day for her.
18 home runs. Yeah, I think that's and the RBIs. I mean, we got a lot of players with some good RBIs. And I mean, to be honest with you, two things for Reagan. Number one, we had a tough conversation in the preseason about positional stuff. What position are you? I told her your best chance to be an All-American is to be a utility player. You've got to play multiple positions, third, first, second, some right field last year. She's a utility type player. She's a good softball player, but she's in there for her bat. Today I had to make a tough decision with Avery Gels and Reagan, because Avery came in for Reagan. And Reagan did a great job of being an unselfish teammate and allow Avery to play defense and get that at bat. But then Avery turns a double play, an unassisted double play. And I'm not to say that Ava couldn't do that same thing, but it's a lot easier for a left-hander playing defense than it is a right-hander at times. So give Reagan credit for being a good teammate and just understanding the importance of what the defense meant at that point in time. And it's not always been that way, because what kid, when they call themselves an All-American, wants to give their bats away to somebody else or share their bats? So I just gave her a really big nod after the game in the locker room, just being an unselfish teammate. She works really hard. She's really found a lot more. She's found a lot more of a process now. She's not just a swinger. She has an understanding what she's trying to do. So the coolest thing for me is she doesn't show emotion. Coming around third base or almost to third base, she's pointing to the stands or her family, and something she's dreamed about.
All right, we go front row right to John.
Yeah, John Hoover, Sooners on SI. Kendra and Skylar talked about playing free, playing loose, having fun, that kind of thing. Did you get the feeling that was the opposite in the other dugout, that they were maybe a little bit tight? You've seen them play enough maybe through the years that you know what it looks like?
I haven't seen them play a ton. Unfortunately, we haven't played them a lot. So, but I don't know that. I think for us, I've always said this. When you get to the College World Series, the coaches' jobs are to make the tough decisions and do things from a lineup perspective. Right, for us right now, we're going to use some analytics, do some data points to make sure, Avery started yesterday and got a hit. Moved back to Ava today. She obviously hit a double. For me, it's always about the players, like the players that can handle the pressure, the players that can handle the process, the players that can handle a moment. It's really not about the coaches. And so for those guys to say that they really felt free and they felt comfortable and they felt relaxed and they felt, pressure free is a tip of the cap to them, because we didn't really do anything different. To be honest with you, every day here, the World Series has been very similar. Just the results have been a little different. The hits have been a little bit different, but we've done about the same.
All right, we have time for two more. Front row left to Joe.
Joe Masato, the Oklahoman. Tim, were you guys surprised at all that they started May today instead of Maxwell?
No, no, not really. I mean, you say that they had to play. You had a game to play. They had a game to give a little bit. I don't know if I've never really thought of it that way when I coach, but they had an opportunity for that. And again, they didn't throw Nicole May out there and say, "Oh, we're gonna lose this game. We're gonna throw it." She's obviously had a fantastic career. So I think that they felt like that was a better matchup potentially for us. But like I said before, I think that our hitters did a really good job of laying off some stuff and getting pitches over the plate.
All right, last one, third row left.
Tim, last night you got to talk about Kendra, the selfless teammate. Today you get to talk about. Were you really happy for her to finally kind of get that, get that monkey off her back?
Yeah,
with that play.
Holly asked me the same question on the field, the same exact question that was asked to Kendra, and I actually responded the same exact way that Kendra responded. She hasn't shown signs of getting out. She's been working great. Her process has been good. Line drive, she gets, and we always just kind of track barrels. How many barrels can you get in BP and what you're looking like with inside, outside, low, high stuff. And she does, because she gets a lot of barrels, and she's done a really good job. So to see her struggle is just more of just kind of a snowball effect of struggle, hitting it right to people, trying to get the first before you actually hit the ball and you're not being able to finish up some swings. So, no, I was very happy for her. We all are. I mean, I don't know. I think we talked about this at Super Regionals, Chris, that I don't know what the statistic is, but when Skylar Wallace and Kendra Falvey score, we're like 30-1, 31-1. So we need those guys to go because they're electric. They create havoc. And when they're on base, we typically score a lot.
All right, that'll wrap things up.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Go Gators.
him, then him. Yep. Yeah, right now. Yeah. Yeah. You'll go first, and Joe. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. A reminder to no recording during the press conference. Please silence all electronic devices and cell phones, and give your name and affiliation whenever you get the mic to ask a question. We're joined by Oklahoma head coach Patty Gasso and players Kinsey Hansen and T.R.E. Jennings. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Gasso, go to questions to players. Players will leave, and then questions just for Coach Gasso. So, statement.
Yeah, tough game for us. Florida hit the ball really well today. Credit them for that. We left 10 runners in scoring position, so that's tough when you look at the box scores. I don't think this was our best game by any means, and the beauty of this is that we get another opportunity to make it right.
Right. We'll go to questions for players now. Start with front row left with Eric.
Eric Bailey with Tulsa World. Kinsey, in the first inning, it looked like Nicole thought she had strike three, and everyone was going off the field. Later in the game, Kirsten thought she had a 3-2 strike, and 3 pitches later, we saw another home run. Strike zone seemed tight. What do you tell your pitchers when they're having issues? You know, just it looks like good pitches. You really have to throw real precise pitches. As a catcher, what do you tell your pitchers to get them through those issues?
Yeah, for sure. Something that I just communicate with my pitchers is to control the controllables. You know, just keep spinning the ball, keep dominating through the zone, because at the end of the day, you keep hitting your spots. The umpire can call it or he can't, but that's all you can really do. Just keep their composure, stay steady throughout the game. And I keep telling them I'm going to do everything that I can, but the umpire was tight for both sides. You know, it wasn't just us. So I think that going forward tomorrow, we're just going to need to be better with it. I mean, it's no excuses. So the pitchers did a great job hitting their spots. Some of the calls didn't go our way, some did. So I think that Florida just capitalized on the ones that kind of fell over the plate.
All right, we'll stay front row left with Jesse.
Jesse Crittenden, OU Insider. TR, you guys were able to find some offense later in the game, but you know, early seemed maybe the offense wasn't there. Florida was able to take a lead. Just maybe what did you see from the early offense, and maybe how tough was that to, you know, for Florida to maybe get that momentum early on?
Yeah, I think we made good adjustments towards the end, but by that time I think it was just too late. But just going in tomorrow, just resetting. You know, we know a game plan. We didn't stick with it today, but good thing about this is we have another day. We know who they're going to throw. We know what's going to happen, and it's already written. So we're just going to go out there and focus on what we can do.
All right, we got front row right to John.
Yeah, for both players, please. John Hoover, Sooners on SI. You guys have a lot of seniors, a lot of leadership, a lot of people who've been through these battles before. Did you get the sense at any point in the game, speaking for the rest of the team as the captains, did you get the sense that you guys were pressing a little bit, whether it was offense, defense, or in the circle?
TR, you want to go first?
I didn't think we were just pressing. I just thought maybe we were just trying to find ways to keep up. I mean, every time that we thought we had momentum, boom, they would come back out and just score some runs. So, again, I thought we had good at-bats. We hit the ball hard. They made some good plays. We got runners in scoring position. We did what we had to do. We just couldn't capitalize on scoring. But overall, I just thought that we got on base. It's not like we were striking out or doing all that. We hit the ball hard. Just things didn't go our way.
Yeah, I agree with Tiare. I think that this team has been in this position before. Even last year, we've been in this position before, so we know how to get out of this. Our first year here at the World Series, we lost the first game and came out of the losers bracket, so this feeling isn't new to us. So just really going forward, we're not pressing at all. We know exactly how to win ball games. We know exactly what we need to do going forward. So just really looking forward to it, and we're never going to give in. So no matter if it's 0-2 and we're down by 6 runs in the 7th inning, it's never over for us.
All right, we'll go front row right to Ryan.
Kinsey, earlier this year you did talk about, though, that kind of getting knocked back a little bit. You guys had to learn how to deal with that. What have you learned this year about being able to reset and turn around on a one-day turn and go again?
That the Sooners play best after we get punched in the mouth. That's what I've learned this season.
Any more questions for players? All right, thank you, players. All right, we'll start with questions for Patty. Coach Gasso with James, front row left.
James Hales, OKC Sports Radio in Oklahoma City. Patty early in the game, the base running, with Pickering and a couple of other things, everybody just seemed a little bit off. What do you think that was?
Well, that was totally my fault. So I own that one. That was an unbelievable play. And I'm looking up, I'm telling her, okay, tag, okay, it's through, go. I'm looking for the next runner. So that was on me. It was nothing she did wrong. I own that. That was just part of it. It's part of it. They made great plays. They did great. They really played some great defense. They were playing to win. You could see that.
Right, we'll go front row right to Jenny.
Hey, Patty, the decision to go with Nicole instead of Kelly, can you just talk about what factors you were weighing and what ultimately you went into making the choice to go with Nicole today?
Yeah, we got a staff, and I got to show the staff that I believe in them. So whether people, I don't care, because I know this team. I know what we need. I know them. Kelly cannot take us all the way. She can't. I have to get these guys on the field. I've got to get them on the mound. I've got to get them the experience, or we aren't going anywhere. So I thought Nicole threw some really good pitches, as did KD. They were just getting hit hard, timely hits. What I also thought is if we were not going to win this game for some reason, then we have Kelly rested and ready to play game 2, which should have been happening right now. So that may have backfired on me. But it didn't, because I have to pitch my pitching staff. I can't keep leaning on Kelly to take us all the way through. So we know, you know what, though? This team has to step up as well. We didn't play well enough to win this game all around. It wasn't just pitching. It was all the way around. So that's kind of what went into it.
Right, when I go front row left to Ryan.
Ryan Aber from the Oklahoman. Patty, y'all have gone through this a couple times before this season, dropping games. What do you feel like this team has learned through those experiences that will maybe help them tomorrow? And then also as a follow-up, just want to ask you for an update on Alina.
Okay. They're fighters. They're fighters. It is hard to beat us twice, and it has happened this season. And this is really going to be a call out. They know it. They know what's going on. They know what's at stake. So who are we? What are we made of? We talked about really going in as an army of 21 instead of separation here, separation there, frustration over there. We can't live like that. So we talked about a family, strong, knit, 21, just fighting for every pitch, fighting for every out, throwing very competitive pitches. We just need to be sharper, better. But we need to be really working on all cylinders tomorrow. We can't have one part of our game good and think we're going to win at the World Series. We're going to have all three working for us tomorrow. Alina has not been cleared yet. There's still some blood in her eye, and until that is completely gone, she will not be on the field. And that's where they are right now. So she may or may not. So hopefully, but we're not going to do anything to jeopardize her either.
All right, go front row right.
Jana Bardall with The Athletic. Patty, you mentioned it earlier, the if necessary game was supposed to be. Now, how does the schedule change, pushing it to tomorrow, adjust your strategy and maybe any of the adjustments you'll make before facing Florida?
We have time, which is nice. We really are big advocates. JT does a really good job with looking at video and creating game plans, and we can go back and see what we did not do well and make those adjustments. Same thing with our pitchers. We need time. We need a little bit of recovery as well. So we're probably going to jump in a pool and get some of that out of us and then get back to work again and be ready for tomorrow. So it's not something we haven't done before.
All right, we got third row left, Chris.
Yeah, Chris Williams, News in Oklahoma City. Coach, the few times you guys do lose, people always say, "Oh, I bet Patty's just ripping them right now." What is your approach after a game like this?
Do I look like
I'm not?
I
They
get a
say
bad
it.
rap
They say it.
sometimes. No.
So what is that approach?
Let me just tell you. I don't do that. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. The approach in the game, especially as we were getting halfway through and they were up by like 6 runs, I'm like, we just got to find small victories here. You get a runner on base, it's a victory. You have a good at bat, you walk, that's a victory. We're working to win small victories. I just wanted them to get the feel of winning something. Quality wins in short little spurts. I felt momentum coming on our side, and the score got enough out of hand. I'm like, we just got to find momentum. Bring momentum. Walk off this field with momentum. And I feel like we did. And so the messaging was that. We've got momentum on our side. We got to trust who we are, what we do. We got to fight. We've got to be very focused in not trying to hit home runs, but more just hard line drive gap shots. It's hard to hit it out here when it's like heavy air and so forth. So it's just really talking about how we won some small victories the second half of the game, and momentum on our side going in. So no, I do not yell at anyone. I'm a very positive person.
All right, we go front row right to Ryan.
Patty, you mentioned the film, but how important is getting 130 live looks at Rothrock today for making those adjustments?
Very helpful, very helpful. We know, I think we're going to go back and look at our bats so we know exactly what we were seeing. So it was helpful to see that. She's a hoss. I mean, she's really doing a great job for that program, and as a freshman, really very impressive.
All right, last question, John, front row right.
Yeah, Petty, I asked the players about it, and I hate to bring up the P word, but pressure. When you're going for unprecedented 4 in a row and all that stuff, how much does that factor into little mistakes here and there during a course of a game like today?
I think it can. We have a team that's very athletic, and they're very used to winning. And when they don't get what they want, you can see something change a little bit, and it can be disruptive for rallies and so forth. So those are things that it's just a natural reaction. If they don't get, they want to do something so bad for the team that if it doesn't happen, they'll get upset with themselves, whether it's a pitcher or a hitter. That's just love for your family, and you want to make them better. You want to give something to your family, and you couldn't deliver. So those are things we got to go back and kind of adjust as well, that we keep a little more steady with our approach and stay aggressive but steady with our approach.
All right, that'll wrap things up.
Thank you.